everybody, welcome to DarkBad Time episode 4.
Yeah.
I'm one of your hosts for the evening, Endigo, alongside the Curry with Fury, Kitcha.
Hello, it's me.
Are you furious today?
No, not so much.
Why not?
Because I'm drinking the beer. I will become furious when I'm out of beer.
Are you more curious or are you more crucified?
I'm a crucified Kitcha right now.
I guess. Yes. Today we're sitting here at the office of Despotz Records alongside our third person for today, Mr.
Ömer Akay. That's me. Hi guys.
Hey, welcome to this place of yours.
Thank you.
Good to have you with us. So, what's been going down since last episode?
Since the last one with Seike, what has happened?
I have no idea.
No, me neither.
I had my birthday a few days ago.
Yeah, you had your birthday
nice.
and we celebrated you and you drank like 20 beers.
Yeah, that does happen.
Yeah, that does happen.
Drinking even more right now.
Yeah.
Oh. Cheers.
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 Happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thanks very much. Let's talk a bit about you. Who are you, really?
Wow.
Tell us what.
Where should I begin?
This is
Well, I'm almost 35 years. In November, actually.
All right, cool. How does that feel?
It doesn't feel that good. I feel younger, to be honest, but it's just an age.
Age is just a number.
Just a number.
Doesn't really matter.
And I do hang out with younger people than myself and older as well.
You are right now.
Sure.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are younger than me, so yeah, it's and I do look younger than I am. So yeah, I'm kind of used to it.
Nice. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, where are we right now?
We're located in Odenplan, Vasastan, in Stockholm.
Odenplan, Vasastan, yeah.
Odenplan.
We call this conference room the pizza room.
The pizza room.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a pizza room, actually. I actually thought about it because you have all the rock walls and all the kind of dark
I don't know if the
furniture.
camera sees all of the room interior, but on the left side we actually have kind of a pizza theme going on here. And,
Oh shit!
so this room is the pizza room.
The pizza room.
But to be honest, we're never actually over here eating or whatever. We have another room over there, which is more cozy. Here it's more like for
This
meetings.
is for show.
Just for show.
But like, if you're ever actually eating pizza, you should like do that in here. Like,
We
you're
should.
only allowed to eat pizza in here. All other food goes out there.
We've been here for like 2.5 years. We never had a pizza slice at all.
You
in
never?
This room. Never. We should do it next time.
Yeah,
So,
we should.
But why did you call it the pizza room in the first place? I mean, clearly it looks like
Yeah.
it. But...
Yeah, but more
Is
or
it
less
an
just
image
because
thing or?
I like pizza.
Oh yeah, well, clearly not enough if you don't
Kebab
eat it in
pizza.
here.
Is
Kebab pizza.
It's a good one.
That's a standard Swedish pizza.
Yeah.
It's as Swedish as food.
Check it
gets.
out. Kebab pizza.
It's
At
nice.
Midsommarkransen. Good choice.
Good PR. Good PR.
So, tell us about what you do. This is your office, not the pizza room.
Yeah.
Especially, but
My office is the next room on the left side, actually.
Yeah.
And I run a record label with my partner in crime, Carl.
Carl Marcus Gidloff.
I've been in the industry for what, 15 years now. I started
15 years strong. So
young.
you were like 20 or something when you started.
20 years old. I released my first album. Yeah, not my own band or anything, but another band. Actually from Stockholm. They were from the beginning.
What band was it?
Metal band, Constructor called. Members from Face Down, Terror 3000. Friends with Swordwork. That's actually how I came in touch with them. From the beginning.
Cool.
So yeah, it was just a fun idea. Hey, maybe we should start a record label. We know nothing at all. No experience whatsoever. Oh, we like metal, let's do it. So one other guy and myself raised 80,000 Swedish kronor, which in terms is like what, 8,000 euros.
Yeah.
So we lost almost half of the money after the recording and everything, and never did really recoup. But we made an album, and it was so fun. Celebrated with tequila. It was so fucking wasted.
Right. you still remember that special party?
Partly. I'll never drink tequila ever again, I can tell you that. But we released the album, and minor success. The band went to Japan, and
cool.
I felt that shit. This is something that I really want to do. I want to release music that I can stand by, invest my own money, and hopefully make some money out of it. And then I just
Just
Well,
keep
yeah,
doing
I
it.
just kept it going a couple of years, and I ended up in Stockholm doing my own thing. So this was never really planned, to be honest.
And yet here we are in the pizza room in
Yeah,
Stockholm.
Dun, dun.
15 years later, I have my own pizza room.
Living the dream.
20
Yeah.
artists, have a salary. I can come and go whenever I please. I travel a lot, but I still have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
what
do
counts.
anything if it's not fun.
Yeah.
So you started like the record label when you were 20-ish,
Yeah.
and you didn't know shit, and now you have your own pizza room. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, if you
that's
look at that in that way, yeah, sure. That's a good success story.
Yeah, I suppose.
No pizzas though, but we still have the room. So
Yeah, but
that's always
you
something.
still gotta have dreams, you know.
Yeah.
Always something to fight for.
But you said that you didn't really have any idea about the stuff when you started out. Did you learn everything on the way?
DIY the hard way. I mean, the reason I started the record label in a fun way, like in a hobby, was because there was a local record store that also had a record label together with the company, and this was a small company called War Records. They actually signed the 2 Arch Enemy albums, the 2 In
cool.
Flames albums. They made a lot of metal albums, and I was so impressed because obviously these were bands that was fans of, still am, by the way. So he gave me some pointers. Well, he basically told me don't do it from the beginning, but I figured, hey, if you can do it, I should do it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've always been that. If I want to do something, I'll do it. So
Yeah.
I got some pointers, but the rest was more or less DIY. Putting my hard-earned cash money and invest and learning it along the way.
But I mean, because when you're starting out any business, I guess, I mean, you're probably gonna run into some kind of wall pretty early on, where you're like, fuck, how do I proceed to the next level?
Yeah, it's always problems running
Yeah,
a record
yeah.
label. I'll tell you that. I mean,
Yeah.
and the thing is that when I started out, there wasn't really an education. There is now everything from Hultsfred to Nyköping. You can go all these schools, music and management, stuff like that. But when we started out, we didn't know anything. It was just learning, see what the best solution is to running a company.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of fuck-ups since the beginning. I mean, there's a lot of stories. I don't know if I should tell everything, because maybe this probably be 2 or 3
Gives you
hours
a bad
long, but,
reputation, but
Dun, dun, dun.
I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Once you've done something and you made a mistake, you'll never do the mistake twice.
yeah, that's a classic actually.
Yeah.
I remember in skipping topics a little. I remember in Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
the TV series, Gus, the main antagonist, he's like talking to Walter White, and he's like, "Let me give you a piece of advice: never make the same mistake twice." And he's okay, despite him being a fictional character, he's very successful. So
Yeah.
I guess
Totally.
you and Gus go.
I'm a huge Breaking Bad fan, by the way. I watched Better Call Saul spin-off series.
Did you watch the latest episode?
No, I think it's on episode 5.
Episode
6 is the latest.
maybe. I haven't seen that one.
yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. I missed that.
Yeah,
Probably
seen
watch
that.
it tonight after this pod. We'll see.
Do it.
Better Call Saul is really good actually.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Check it out. It's one of the better series out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul.
The shady lawyer and everything.
Yeah.
It's so shady, but so nice.
It's like a slightly funnier version of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Just slightly funnier. Still
Yeah.
very serious, obviously.
PG-13. I think it's PG-13.
Much like this podcast.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. Shit. Yeah. No, but I'm thinking like when it comes to like starting your own business and starting your own company, because I mean we are still very new to DarkBad, and we're not a company or anything yet. But I mean we have some plans and some visions. And I mean, for us, like the next step is gonna be like to get our own office and then eventually start a proper company and anything. But you know, for anyone who's like in, I guess, kind of our situation or maybe even less experienced, what would be your like one like, okay, I did this, don't do this. This sucks. Just do this instead. Like your one tip, things to avoid.
Don't quit your day job. No, I'm kidding. I mean, shit, if you really have the ambition to do something big, just stick to your roots and do it. Don't care what everybody says, you're going to fail, you're this and that. I mean, do it in small steps. Put some goals for the next 6 months where you're supposed to be at, and just make sure that you stick to the goals. It could be all of the smaller things. Like for example, next week we're going to have this guest, we're going to have this schedule, or even we're going to have a sponsor, depending on how ambitious you're going to get this pod for the future. Actually, running a company or just registering a company is actually the easiest part, to be honest.
Oh, you think?
It's just a matter of paperwork. It takes maybe an hour, and then sending to all the departments, whatever makes the green light for the company, and then you're set. Then afterwards is the hard part, to make money out of it, so that you can sustain and have a company and everything. But the worst problem is that you get the IRS on your ass, basically. It has never happened to me, but you have to kind of have knowledge in terms of numbers, more or less. But you can always have a lawyer or
some kind of accountant, maybe?
Bookkeeper, accountant who helps you out for a small fee. That's a small tip I'll tell everyone. If you're kind of... Sure, if you want to do it, but if you don't know everything, taking a specialist that will help you from the beginning. And then you're basically just going to learn. But if you have the drive and ambitious, do it. I mean, it worked for me. I didn't know anything, and here I have a career, kind of career.
And your own pizza room.
And my own pizza room, and this and that. But I mean, it's all about just having fun, more or less.
I mean, for me personally, I'm very bad with numbers, and I really don't like paperwork. So that whole aspect has been like the one that's been keeping me from like starting a company. Like, I gotta fill out these forms and like make all the numbers add up, or else I'll get like sued or whatever.
But Kitcha, I heard, was planning on becoming a lawyer. You might have some
I
numbers.
did study pretty much law in the high school, so I do know. I've also called lots of Swedish government stuff to yell at them, so I do have some kind of paperwork experience, I guess. So
Well, more than I do.
yeah, so I guess unless we do take help from a specialist or anything, I'll keep that part of DarkBad. That's pretty much a plan. You're more the production guy in DarkBad, doing the music and video productions.
Producer/seducer.
Oh yeah.
I can tell you this, that I've never done anything by myself. Running record lists, I've always had a second guy.
Yeah.
Preferably, I would happily have a girl or whatever. But
Barbara.
with strange things, there's always been a second guy helping me out, and I'm helping that guy as well as a partly owner of the company.
Yeah.
Like for example, this company, Despotz, we've been running this for 8 years. I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for 2 other guys in the team.
Yeah.
Nowadays there's only 1 guy left and me, because we bought out the third guy a couple years ago because he was basically fed up in the music industry, want to do something else.
Okay.
It's a classic
He's
story.
more than happy now doing his own thing though, but what I was referring to was that him and me is kind of like yin and yang, which means that he's more like the creative side of things, where I'm more the business side of things.
The administrative.
Administration, business thing. I really love numbers. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like music as well. But I love to run a company, expanding it, signing bigger artists, having office here and there, doing a marketing plan. Just basically discover something and see how it develops and then release it. To build something, which is always the fun.
Yeah.
Think about just sitting in an office, listening to that song or that track, and then later on, that artist, I signed that person, that musician or that band, and now they're like big in Japan or whatever.
Yeah.
Or have that music in that feature movie or TV game. For example, before we started this pod, we watched a new game. What was it called?
Warlocks.
Warlocks it's called.
Yeah.
We had a band Electrics feature on that trailer song. First time ever I've had a video game song featured in on that. So that was pretty
really cool. Yeah, that's always been a dream of mine as well.
Yeah.
It will come.
It will come.
Funny thing that you have never had with Overworld.
Yeah, actually.
Nanda songs.
Yeah. I think we might have been like in the talks, but it's all like it's never happened.
Yeah.
But then again, we're moving more and more towards the video game industry,
We
like
are.
by each week. So I mean,
Totally.
it's probably gonna happen sooner than later. So yeah.
It will.
So if Starbase or EA Games or whatever, Ubisoft,
You
check
know
these
who to
guys
call.
out.
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul. And I'll release the music.
Oh shit.
Better call DarkBad.
Better call DarkBad. You're gonna be the Saul of DarkBad.
I think I will.
Yeah, and do all the law stuff.
Yeah.
No, but I love to like be featured in some kind of gaming, like some have your music in a game or something like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, we probably have plans to like even expand DarkBad even further, like way up in the future, and make like start making like games as well,
Yeah,
opening
wow.
like a gaming division and everything.
Totally.
And by then, you know, hopefully we'll have our music division as well, so we can use our own artists for our own games. But it's all about just getting in there, and I mean, I'm very into the gaming scene and the whole gaming industry. Like I know everything about it, but I don't really have any like leads in the gaming industry like I do in the music industry. So and it's always like that when you're trying to start like some kind of new career. You have to find your foot in somewhere, and we're still working on the like gaming end of
We
it.
are.
So.
I can give you a tip that the gaming industry, for our point of view, is quite different because some of the developers or the gaming brands or distributors, they actually don't really have ties to record label or artist, or they mostly do everything in-house.
Yeah.
Which is that it's not a wrong idea if you know someone inside a company and pitch your music, maybe we can do this and that, because often they don't even know how they're going to contact person or even how a deal is going to look at in the end. So it's more or less us as individuals, if we have an idea, contact them instead of them contacting us, but because it's never going to happen in the end.
Exactly.
It's marginal percentage that someone is knocking on your door. You have to do everything by yourself.
Exactly. Always.
Yeah.
I mean, I've known some people, for example, some of the guys in Overworld make music for video games as well. And I remember them telling me like how they got, and that was the same thing, that they were like pursuing people who were like in charge of game development, and were like, hey, we can make music, here's something we made, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, well, come do it. And and that's like we talked about last episode, like never be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
Because nobody's gonna ask you if you don't ask them.
Yeah.
And if everybody thinks like that, then everybody's gonna ask everybody.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You get a no.
Yeah.
1 out of 10, you might get a yes, but that yes might really open that door, the gatekeeper for everything, and then you can have a career or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you don't ask, you're never going to know what's going to happen.
Exactly. And I mean, getting a no is pretty much equal to not asking in the first place. So you haven't lost anything. You've just tried.
Exactly.
I mean, fuck, when I started out, I was getting no's all over it, but I never gave up, and thankfully, because I was so stubborn, I ended up here and doing my own thing. And I mean, it worked out in the end. It took a bit longer, but it worked out. So you don't even think about the past, you think about the future.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good tip. Never give up. Don't care what everybody is saying. Stick to your roots.
Just keep trying, but don't quit your day job too soon.
Don't quit your day job. That's a good tip, because the thing is, when I started out during the label thing when I was 20 years old, I was still a mailman. I delivered mail for like 4 years, and I mean, it sucked, but I had to do it. I'm not an early morning person at all. I ended up working 6 in the morning until 12, delivering posts to all over the place in a small city in Helsingborg. But prior to that, I was doing the label thing on the side as well. So when things were picking up, I decided 4 years after, I'm going to quit. I'm going to do this full time. I'm going to have a small salary. I mean, more or less just paying for the rent and eating noodles for a couple of months. But hey, I mean, I did it and it worked out. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
But nothing comes from the beginning. You really have to push yourself. And it depends on, how stubborn you are. I mean, people today might not be happy doing it for 4 years, putting your time, effort, and I don't know, if you're older, you have a family and everything, do it when you're young. And then afterwards, like when you're 35, you have, now I can put something to rest and do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Like doing this pod, for example.
Yeah, one of the many things you can look forward to in life. I think the like important thing here is it's never too early to start.
Yeah.
I remember like I think 2 or 3 years ago I had like this vision that maybe I'm gonna start a record company in the future, or start like a label, or start some kind of production house. And I actually remember you were one of the first people I talked to, like
don't
with,
do it
about it.
I said don't do it.
Actually,
no, I'm kidding.
Nah, actually you said because I was like I'm gonna do it in the future. You were like do it now.
Sure.
Yeah, and I was like, I guess. So I like started like doing like some drafts and mind maps. Okay, maybe I could do this in a few years. I was still doing Overworld, like we were pretty much getting momentum at the time. So I was like, I don't really have the time for it right now. But like you do it for like 5 minutes a day, 3 days a week, and suddenly you have put a lot of work into it without actually putting work into it. You know.
Exactly.
The thing is that nowadays everybody can basically run your own record label or start your own company, release everything on the internet. The problem is that since everybody is doing it, it's kind of hard to reach out to an audience, but because it's so much music. This is where we can come in, basically doing marketing, promotion, and come up with all kinds of different ideas. Whilst the artist does the music and all they're good at.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sure, there's benefits with everything, but it's not that really hard to just put a song on SoundCloud or even have access on Spotify to a third-party service in the States or CD Baby or whatever. I mean, everything is on Google. Just type, learn, or even on YouTube. Yeah, information is so accessible these days. Totally. And basically, if you want to do something, you can do it. Just be smart about it, and you know, don't trip over your own feet, so to say. Build your own fan base. That's the key.
Yeah.
If you build your own fan base, I promise you, the labels or someone like me are going to hunt you down, because we're always interested in half project ready to release, more or less. I mean, for example, you got like what 150,000 Twitter followers or stuff. Pretty much. I mean, I don't even know how many I had. maybe 5 or whatever. But maybe
I followed as well, so 6.
Yeah, maybe afterwards I might get 5 more. Who knows? But after this pod. But the thing is that if you really are that good and you have good music and just keep on building a fan base, trust me, someone is going to contact you and say, hey, I really like your stuff, I just want to release it. And then you said, you just have to have that first thing out there. Yeah, you always have to like take the first step yourself. And maybe I said this in the last podcast, but when my old band, Still Echo, were recording an EP many years ago, our producer, same producer as Overworld by the way, Dino, told me that you work your ass off until everybody wants to work with you. And that's pretty much what you always gotta do. You just work your ass off and eventually everyone will start working with you. Like for me, just making the music videos and things that I'm really trying to like push myself to do right now. I remember I had so much trouble getting my first like jobs and getting my first like clients. And I done what, like 12, 13 music videos now for different bands. Wow.
Yeah, it's actually been like in a year actually.
Yeah, it's going really fast actually.
Yeah,
I think
and
you
now
started your business a lot faster than most people.
Yeah, and I mean now today, like March 2015, I'm getting like messages from bands like every other week pretty much. And I, never thought that would happen. And that's just because, I started at some point. So, just start somewhere and work a lot. And eventually things will start rolling.
I mean, you guys did it. You put out your own music, you have your own band, you have your own podcast, you did music videos, you produced your own music. I mean, what's the next step for you guys, for example? I mean, what's the hurdle? Now that you've come a little bit into your career and everything.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like we're running so many different things at the same time. Like we're running Nanda as our kind of pop band parody thingy, and we're gonna do shows, like starting to do shows now in April. But at the same time, we're also running DarkBad, which is kind of the label that Nanda is signed under. You know, that is also our production house, and we also have our original shows on YouTube and everything. While I'm also trying to become a music producer and a video producer, so I mean,
but everything is kind of connected.
Yeah, everything is very intertwined.
Really,
like I think the vision is to have DarkBad as like the top house of everything, like the powerhouse. That like it's the TV network where we have all our shows on all our different YouTube channels, but it's also like the record label-ish, which has like signed Nanda and stuff. But it's also the artist affiliating problem where we like help artists and even more stuff like live streaming and whatever. So I don't know. Right now we're just expanding.
Yeah, I think that the expanding part is going well. I think that for our next step, that would be to include more artists and more bands in our affiliation program to like connect more concrete with other artists, so that we can list them in our site and check these guys out. They're working with us and they can do the same about us.
Yeah, and that's the same thing because we like as I said, I mean we work our asses off for these bands so that they can start growing, so they can help us back, and you know that's how it all goes. It's like give and take always. I guess you've had a lot of that experience.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, running the label and everything. I also have a side thing, similar like you. I have my own podcast, but not on video format. It's we basically talk to a microphone and put out every Friday an episode about the music industry. It's called Rock Tunes, by the way.
Rock Tunes!
And you are actually involved in my podcast.
Yeah, actually, great announcement right now, spontaneously.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. I'm actually starting now as the audio editor for the podcast. Rock Dudes. It's a Swedish podcast, like it's you and it's Jonas
from
the Swedish rock magazine Rockbladet.
Yeah, one of the bigger ones. Yeah.
Yeah, it's we actually did interviews with them back in the past with Overworld. And you talk to music business artists?
More or less all people, well, all kinds of people, not just artists. We have interviewed Mickey D from Europe. We did an interview with Matthias who started Bandit Rock, the biggest rock radio in Sweden. We've talked to A&Rs, Sony Music, to Warner Music, for example, booking agencies. Richard from FKP, who does Getaway Festival here in Sweden, or Borval, the biggest festival. So check it out. It's like 1 hour and 30 minutes, kinda.
Might be shorter.
Yeah,
depending on how much.
Might be longer as well.
Yeah, who knows?
We have a top 5-15 tracks, songs on the pod as well.
Yeah.
New songs or theme songs. We're happy to have you involved in the pod.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be involved. If you're interested in the rock industry and what's hot and what's not, and if you're a Swedish speaker, of course, check it out. It's available. I can put the links down below in the description as well. Really cool. But tell us a little bit more about Despotz. Why don't you?
Wow.
You do a lot of metal, don't you?
We do a lot of harder stuff.
But there's also some pop stuff, right?
Yeah, for sure. A colleague of mine does a lot of pop stuff. I do a lot of rock, metal.
Is it kind of divided? Like
nah, not really. I mean, it's by taste. I mean, I listen to a lot of pop music as well. I'm a sucker for Katy Perry. Katy, nice. If you're watching this, marry me.
Katy, if you're watching this, please be guest on the next episode.
Yeah, for sure. We'll hook us up. Please.
Don't worry about it. Be a guest, marry Ömer, in that order.
No, I mean, regarding pop music, we do all kinds of stuff. I mean, if you look at the display over here, all of the smörgåsbord, there's some of the vinyls that we put out. Everything from Kari Rørshotten from Norway.
Civil War. This is their debut album, right?
Yeah, that's actually 4 members, ex-member from Sabaton. Put out.
To be honest, I'm gonna get so much hate for this,
Why?
but I really prefer Civil War to Sabaton any day.
Oh, cool! That's interesting.
Yeah, I do. I know many Sabatoners will.
On the left side, we got the beer that we're drinking, Cruiser Barbara.
Female beer,
Alright.
It's like Europeans' biggest rock band with all women, actually. Women is way better than men, by the way.
At least in this band.
Yep, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're really good actually. We recorded our music video with Overworld, My Reality, same studio as they did some of their old videos, and the one with the burning barn?
Yeah,
that was the same studio. Nice. Really good actually.
That's going actually quite good. They're on a tour in May in the state.
Nice.
Touring with Girl School.
Wait, I remember. Girl School. Wait, they did some song that was really famous a while back.
Yeah. They've been going at it for like feels like ages, but yeah, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, they're still going strong though.
Yeah, for sure.
But they've been around.
So it's like 5 weeks tour in the States, so hopefully I can join for a couple of dates, we'll see.
Yeah, you're going over there as well, hopefully. Yeah. Nice.
So, and besides that, we got Raubtier,
Raubtier,
which means the Predator in German. One of the top 5 biggest metal bands in Sweden, actually. As you would say, even though the band doesn't really like me saying it, but it's like a Rammstein in Swedish.
Oh yeah, that was actually my first thought. They have one song that is called, I think it's Achtung Panzer.
Yeah.
That's really similar to Rammstein's Engel, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They're really good actually.
And they're actually close tied to the singer in Rammstein, friends of them, and everything is kind of connected in some weird way.
But I still don't say that they are similar.
No, I mean they want to do their own thing and this and that, but
absolutely.
Might be a small influences though here and there, of course.
Like for me, just as like a fan, I think you can pretty clearly hear the influences. That being said, though, they have much more of a kind of, I guess, Swedish men of the north feel to it, you know.
So there's not a lot of pop here display on the background because we do a lot of vinyl on the metal or rock scene. But we've used to work with, for example, Hell Songs, a cover group. We did all kinds of cover songs for Metallica, Megadeth. That was actually one of the big sellers when we started out here.
Was that like for like karaoke albums or?
Nah, not really karaoke, but they did a couple of concept cover songs for well-known bands, and basically just went on tour in Germany. They're actually really big. And we did a Kitcha album, for example. Kitcha is a female pop singer.
She was really big like some years ago.
Yeah, she
2003 she released an album, Come Along. It's a hit album or song.
Is that the Come Along?
Yeah, that's the one. We did an album with her for a couple years ago, kind of electronic dark album, hidden, not really commercial, but we did it. It was really fun working with her.
Nice.
We have one song, a remix song on Steve Andrews' upcoming solo album coming out with one of our artists. Steve Andrews is one of the founders of Swedish House Mafia in EDM.
Oh yeah, they're all going solo now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool actually.
So
That's good.
it's so weird when you're actually working with music. You never know what's going to happen. So every day when I wake up and then check my phone, there might be that image that's going to change everything. And it actually happens quite often, more than you think about it. I mean,
do you have any one like distinct memory of like, it's like as you said, waking up and like, what the fuck?
I mean, I have several stuff like that. Everything from that signing made it through that. We signed this and that band. How impressive is that? Or getting that gold album and presenting it on a scene.
Oh yeah, with Civil War, right?
For example, with Civil War, we ended up selling a gold album a couple years ago, and we presented on Sweden Rock stage. It was 10,000 people on that stage, and it was the band's first gig, and they were so fucking nervous. And I ended up putting my head outside and said, "Don't worry, guys."
So all 10,000 people, don't worry about it.
Don't worry, it's like 5,000 people already here now, and you go on for like 10 minutes, so it should be good.
Were you nervous yourself?
No, I wasn't nervous. I mean, I was just going at the backstage, watching it and documenting everything, having fun.
But you went on stage like with them once to like give them an album.
Yeah, giving them an album in. Actually, we were presenting the album in Budapest because that was the only European show outside of Sweden, and we figured. Seems like they're quite big here because of the history with Sabaton, so we ended up presenting it. It wasn't 10,000 people there, but it was maybe 3,000 people, but people were...
Fair enough.
They were really into it. I mean, the crowd outside of Sweden, sorry guys, but some audience here in Sweden are quite lame. If you compare to Germans, and if you compare to Brazil, for example, they're nuts.
Oh yeah, Brazil. I mean, as far as like some European countries go, and especially Brazil, they are so... dedicated, stupidly crazy in metal, like the whole culture, and they really embrace it in a way that Swedes don't anymore.
Even the Japanese audience are quite crazy. I mean, the bands that are really not big over here can have their own international career in Tokyo or
Yeah.
or in Japan. I mean, they're so dedicated, the fans over there. I actually went there for first time 2 years ago with another band. It was a pop band though, but people were like, they knew the song, they knew who they were, and this was like a small band from Borlänge who nowadays has a good career even here in Sweden. They just did Electrics, they're called, by the way. They made a commercial for a car, Skoda actually.
Oh, cool.
Commercial,
cool. Nice.
And
Was
made
it
a
available on
shitload of
TV?
money. Yeah, it's on TV everywhere, especially in German. So yeah, that was a fun thing, picking up that phone and really, whoa.
They're like, dude, just gotta tell you. You're like, what? I'm sleeping.
We just made 500,000 Swedish kroners. It's like 50,000 euros. In
Beers
one
on
phone
me,
call.
boys.
Okay.
More beers. We're celebrating. And the guys were like, really?
Oh, shit.
They really couldn't imagine it. It was happening. But
I can't even imagine how it must have
it
felt.
was actually
but
this
it's
band
very
that had this game Warlocks featured on.
okay.
Same
Cool.
band.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah.
Full circle.
But yes, all of these small things, and I mean signing the new band, or even just going on the first Grammy Awards, which I just did for a couple of weeks ago. It was the first time I ever did. I've never done it before. We did it only because we had Cruiser Bobby nominated for the hard rock best album of the year.
That's really
We
cool,
didn't win.
actually.
At the Gates won, by the way.
Congrats,
Kudos to
Gates.
them. Was a great album. But we did win P3 Gold Award, which is the national radio station in Sweden.
Yeah.
In the same category. So we're quite happy about that.
Oh,
Thank you,
enough.
P3, for that.
Congratulations to the P3 Gold Award.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if we look at your stuff, you probably had the same thing. You're just picking up the phone or reading the email. Fuck, how did this happen? What I mean, do you have some kind of stories regarding that?
Well, there's been a few of those. I mean, one pretty recent one for me was last week, actually. For those who following, you might know that I got a new camera, the one we're shooting on right now, the LUMIX GH4.
Cool.
Fantastic camera, by the way. This one was endorsed by Panasonic, actually.
Oh, wow.
And I could never have afforded this camera myself. But I had that exact feeling, because I was like, I had like made a tweet where I was like, oh man, I'm thinking of buying a GH4 sometime in the future. And then I essentially got an email from Panasonic. They were like, hey, we saw you wanted this camera, give us your address and we'll send one to you. And I was like, I like read it like 6 times, like, is this the legit address? Yeah, it is.
But did you know them before? Or did you tag them on the post or whatever?
No, nothing.
They just found you, or someone that is actually looking on your tweet or your pod, or wow.
Like I got a tweet like,
It's
check
cool.
your email. I checked my email, and now we're shooting this very podcast on the very camera.
Yeah.
So
maybe you should thank the person who gave you the camera. Do you know the name of the person at Panasonic? Or
I do. His name is Mac Berggren, I think.
Mac?
So
please hook us up. We need a camera over here as well. If you're watching this, I'll send you loads of music your way. Hook us up through him, of course.
through me, of
Through
course.
him.
I'll see what I can do. I'll pull some leads. But anyway, big shout out to Panasonic.
Yeah.
And,
Cheers.
Thanks so much. This camera's gonna come quite in handy. And we shot Crystallion's new music video a few days ago. That's also entirely shot on this camera, and that looks amazing. Like I say, I've done many music videos by now, but this is really a next step, just because this camera is so, it's amazing. So yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna turn out great, really.
Yeah.
Wow.
What are your ideas? I mean, do you have any of those like whoa like moments?
Well, I am the newest of us three in doing this stuff, so I don't have that many stories. But
Maybe
I
doing
do...
the pod for the first time. Doing a pod, right?
Yeah. How do you mean?
A podcast for the first time. I mean, when Endigo was saying that, well, I'm going to start a pod with you, you were like, okay, let's do this. Put out the first episode.
Yeah.
You're like, that's man.
Yeah, no, I remember this distinct time. It was at my final days. I was in the band Crystallion just a couple of months ago. Dun, dun, dun. For those of you who don't know that.
But you're not in the new music video though.
No, I'm not. But I do remember when I was the booker in the band who held the contact with all the venues that we performed in, and then we our last gig before I left was in the Rock Beach boat.
Oh, that's a good boat actually.
Yeah, it's a really
one of my
good
favorites,
boat where Skitarg is performing there every year.
How come? Why were they performing every year?
It's their boat essentially.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
because it's like their management is like organizing the boat, but like they're also the managers for Skitarg. So
I didn't know about that. That's cool.
So they get main stage like 2 times every boat.
That's a really good band. Check them out.
They're really good.
Yeah.
They're like an up tier, but with clown faces and weird
Really
lyrics.
evil clowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really great.
Yeah,
like,
a mask up there that kind of resembles them.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
They have both a cool image and their sound is great.
Yeah.
But Crystallion did perform there 2 years in a row. So the first year we performed in the demo stage and that went well. We sold the best in the demo stage. And the next year we performed in the main stage. And it was like
It was the best selling band of the entire boat, right?
Yeah, I got like this call one day, like it was pretty early. I was still drinking my coffee and like and then I got this call from the booker and like, oh shit. And the booker had been like, oh, the band sucks, people aren't selling that well. And then I got this call like, oh shit. And she said, yo, Kitcha, Crystallion is the best-selling band at the boat right now. Congratulations, the sellings are going well thanks to you guys. So aside from Skitarg, we were the best-selling band.
But then again, you can't count them because it's their boat.
Yeah. So they like exactly. So except them, we outsold many legit bands actually. So that was really insane. I did push the selling the tickets a lot. I told the band, let's do this, we can do this, let's contact everyone we know, all the fans, just push this through, and then it paid off. We did sell the tickets really well.
And there was a lot of people there. I was playing bass with them, so yeah. Yeah,
so it was crazy. We got to choose the best stage time, and it was great actually. It was great.
Yeah.
So that was really insane because that was thanks to all the hard work.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like Overworld played Rocket Boat, was it 2 years as well? And this was supposed to be the 3rd year, but we never played. Yeah, but it was the same. I mean, the first year we played, we sold a lot of tickets. We were also like one of the top 5. And then the second year, also Crystallion's first year, Overworld was like the best-selling band of the entire boat, and I had like pretty much the same call. And that is a very weird feeling, because our year we had Adept played. And what more was it? There were like 3 or 4 really big bands.
Yeah,
it was one of the biggest. Skitarg, I think what they're called, the Resistance, I think.
Yeah, the Resistance.
The Gothenburg.
Yeah. Some In Flames people. Yeah, Nine Tone.
Yeah,
we outsold them as well. So and you know, when you get that one call from like a booker who's like, oh, you sold this much, like as you said, oh, we sold for 500,000. You're like, what?
Yeah,
and then you
crazy.
Yeah, and then you like. Your whole day is like, you walk around like,
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's a great feeling.
Yeah. And it's like, we're both really new to having companies and stuff, so except companies, our former bands were the first step at making a company. For you it was Overworld, for me it was Crystallion. So Crystallion was like the only company-ish I had back then.
Yeah.
So getting a call, like, it was the same thing as the booker saying, your company has outsold all the other companies on this boat. And
if you really think of it like the battlefield.
Yeah, and I did, and that was actually really insane. Of course I believed in myself, but not that much that I would outsell them all, so it was really cool.
Yeah, that's a really weird but really cool feeling.
Yeah, it is. So I expect DarkBad to do that lots and lots of times.
Yeah, we actually started a company for Overworld. We actually had a company going right after that Rocket Boat, which we sold, so we didn't really put that on our resume. And then we didn't play the 3rd year, so... but still though. I mean, and it was probably the same thing, because, you know, we played Sweden Rock Festival as well, a few years back. I think same year as Civil War played their debut show.
That's true.
And that was the same thing when we got the call. They're like, hey, listen, you know, you're playing Sweden Rock. I was like, what? And I was like, almost also like just waking up.
Yeah.
So literally like jump out of bed and like, oh my god.
That was like weird for me as well. I wasn't in the band, but I was your roadie.
Yeah, you were touring with us.
So you guys were like, oh, you wanna come to Sweden Rock? we got a concert there. I'm like, what?
Yeah. That's so weird.
There's also another memory, if you recall, the Pledge Music campaign.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For the people who doesn't know that, this is how we actually met. From the
Yeah,
beginning.
yeah. Very, very weird. Actually, how did we meet? I think because we got in contact somehow through email or something.
Yeah.
And we had released our first EP with Our World, and we were like, yeah, we're gonna do a new single now. We're gonna do a super ambitious 3D CGI music video, which then became my reality. And we got in contact with you guys, and we only knew you as Despotz Records. We didn't know you actually were involved with Pledge Music, which, if you don't know, it's like Kickstarter, but like for bands. And then we ran the entire campaign, and I don't know what we expected, but we did not expect. We hit like 130% or something in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Were you guys expecting that?
No, we didn't know anything what to expect. We had some goals basically together with you guys, and put those goals quite low, because we really want to do the campaign and everything to make a success. But after 3 weeks, we made the goal and then some. So yeah, it was a successful campaign. And it was also fun. People were getting all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. We were like selling away guitars and all kind of weird shit, like Skype calls, and that was a really weird. It was the first time I kind of felt that, like, not only like do we have fans that actually support us, but we actually saw some like actual progress. We're like, oh shit, we're actually selling away. We're actually making actual money, and this is actually a sustainable business, maybe.
Yeah.
So.
It's a good platform. I mean, nowadays me and Carl isn't really doing consult work for Pledge Music anymore, because we have so much to do on our own record label.
Yeah,
so someone else is doing it here in Scandinavia, but it's a good platform. Try it out if you're up and coming. I would say it's kind of like Kickstarter in some way, even though it's only doing music. So you get a general idea on what it's all about.
Yeah, it's the same type of crowdfunding thingy.
Yeah.
My friends in DNR, a Italian/German band, are doing a Pledge Music campaign right now, actually.
Cool.
So check them out. I'm putting a link down below. Help them out. I think they're about to make it, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't checked with them in a few days.
Help them out.
Help them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I think, especially when it comes to crowdfunding, that in itself is a very strange topic, actually, because we've seen the rise of crowdfunding and Kickstarter and like similar services just the last like 5 years, and there was really nothing like it, and now it's like the basic. I mean, everything, especially in video games, even the game you showed, Warlocks, even that is on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And so many of the big, when it comes to games, so many of the big game studios, like the big game studios, are on Kickstarter as well.
Yeah.
It's a good way to not having to go through publishers, I think. I don't know, how do you look at like Kickstarter and Pledge Music and similar services coming from the record label standpoint?
I mean, for us running a record label, in some cases, for instance, Pledge Music, we use it like a platform for a pre-order thing. Not necessarily to get fundings, because obviously we have the money and the capital to release the music. We see it more like we have all this kind of stuff. Let's do a pre-order campaign way ahead before the album normally goes out, just to get some stuff out there.
Yeah.
And then along the way, it's also a platform to interact with the fans. So they basically can say that we really want to have this, and all the data or statistic, you can actually see where your fans are from. I mean, sure, Facebook has its reaches and stuff like that and restrictions, but here everything is free on the back end. You see basically your customer, what time they ordered, when they wrote a comment or whatever, and you can actually use that to build a tour or whatever. All the data is for free. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that actually goes to internet statistics these days.
Yeah.
You can find so much for free, and I mean, some years ago you had to like pay big companies to do these kind of things for you.
Google is your friend.
Yeah.
It is.
It is, I guess. Don't take it for granted though, or you're gonna end up in the NSA prison. Speaking of which, what do you think of like internet as it's becoming like? Because I made a video where I talked about Facebook and how people are taking Facebook for granted and kind of forgetting that it's actually a company run by people who want to make money. When it comes to like things like, for example, the Pledge Music thing, where you can see the exact statistics of people's behavior and like push sales based on that. Are we entering a weird reality? What do you think?
I would say so in some way, but I mean, if you look at Facebook, I mean, sure, Facebook had a great platform a couple of years ago with bands. Nowadays, you actually have to pay to get some reach out there on the marketing. That's actually how they make money out of the artists. For example, if you post something on Nanda Facebook, not everybody sees it, but maybe like 5 or 7% actually sees the post. And I mean, it's all about money for them. It's always been sure, it's a company, they have to make money, but I think that people are going to find third parties, social community sites that isn't really money wise. It's more for freedom. There is similar services out there.
Absolutely.
But sure, Facebook is part of our community nowadays, so it's kind of hard to ignore it, but keep in mind that not everything happens on Facebook.
No. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, for me, I prefer Instagram and Twitter any day. And I've seen like some new services coming up. For example, there's a new community now called Elo, I think. That is like and it's still like in beta and it's like invite only right now, but it's supposed to be like the Facebook kind of thingy, but without any ads and without any, like, their slogan is "You are not a product." Essentially, because they don't sell your information like Facebook does and shit like that.
Elo is a fun thing, actually. I listened to this on a podcast for half a year ago, and they interviewed one of the guy who basically started the company. It was actually just for fun. People were fed up with Facebook. I want to have a community where I don't have to do this and that, the restriction, or somebody's watching over my shoulder or whatever. So the reason it's still on beta is because they can't really take in that many people at the time being, just because it's just for fun. They're not making any money out of it. So for the beginning it was only for the friends, and then it was people like coming with ideas, and then friends of the friends that were adding it. Shit. So not even I have an access to Elo. If I did, I would gladly jump on board. And
I actually have an account. And cool. Even better, I can actually send out invites.
You can,
so I can get you guys on there.
Nice.
So how is it now that you're having insight?
I haven't used it all that much. I've just like skimmed it a little. It feels promising. It feels like it's kind of like a hybrid between Facebook and Twitter. But from what I can recall, I mean, there are no limits to, for example, page reaching when you post something, and that is like the ultimate reason why most people these days really hate Facebook. As you said, you have to pay to do anything. You don't pay anything anywhere on Elo, and I think as long as they make it like viable for people and businesses to really invest their time and marketing into Elo, they might be onto something. Yeah. As long as they don't like do a 180 later and stuff.
But have you met friends on Elo, or do you have friends over there?
Nothing yet at all.
Nothing
I know some of our fans like are on there. One of them actually gave me the invite, like super randomly. But I'm gonna try it out, like see how many invites I can set out, and
cool.
Just try to build something, like hang around there. As long as you can skip Facebook, that's a good thing. Oh shit!
Nice.
That was good. That was good.
I actually think it's promising that they're doing something because it's fun and not just using it for money.
Yeah, especially I think it might be healthy that they're actually doing it in spite of Facebook's like reign, because they're like, we're tired of Facebook being like the dominant platform and it like charges people for everything. Let's make something better.
Yeah. At the same time, I really think it's important to not take any platform for granted, not even this one.
Absolutely.
To go with the flow while it's good, but do not expect any platform to last forever.
I mean, I will say that, sure, you have your own site on Facebook, maybe you're a band or whatever, but keep in mind, have your own homepage as well.
Because totally.
Sooner or later, they're going to be even more harder to get out your word or your band or stuff like that. But if you have your own homepage, and the homepage doesn't cost that much.
No.
I mean, it could be on WordPress or whatever. You own everything, the content, and you have access to it 24/7. I mean, Facebook could be easily just kick you out tomorrow, then your whole fan base is gone. And it has actually happened to a couple of bands.
I've known like there's a band called Season of Ghosts, which is located in Greece, And Sophia, a friend of mine, is the vocalist there. She actually had her Facebook profile removed because her name was like some artist name, and she was the only admin for the band at the time. And this is they are getting big. They have played a lot of big festivals last summer and like released albums. She was the only admin for the band, so the entire page was removed with like, I don't know, thousands of likes. She got her profile back, so it's all good now, but like...
That's scary.
That is starting all over again. It sucks. I mean, for example, there was another band, Sonic Syndicate. They made a huge success with the album and with the early days, built everything on Facebook, and then they put out the video with some, I wouldn't say nude content, but there were like some girls with not that many clothes. They weren't nude and anything. Apparently Facebook didn't like that, and well, there you go. Facebook deleted their account, and they had to basically start all over again.
Ouch.
They're like a 50,000 people or whatever.
Wow.
I mean, think about that. Your whole fan base just disappeared in a blink of the moment. I mean, no backup, no anything. I mean, get a news letter or whatever. Gather all emails for your fans. It's so easy.
Yeah.
You could use MailChimp, a service for free. I mean, and hey, I mean, get a homepage.
Yeah.
For first.
Just don't depend on Facebook.
No.
No. That's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
I wouldn't say that Facebook is a bad thing though. I mean, for bands, they're big, like Lady Gaga or whatever, it works super fine. Because once you get to that reach where you have a couple million, Facebook is not your enemy anymore. They're actually your friends, because you obviously get money through their fans onto Facebook, interaction and stuff. But if you're that middle band, Facebook is not really going to be dependent on you, actually. So
basically, you need to stand over Facebook to be able to benefit from Facebook.
Yeah.
Getting there is hard. Don't do it through Facebook.
Yeah.
I guess. Oh well. I think we're gonna have to end it right here, actually, because we're running out of time.
Should we say hi and thanks for everything to listen to all of this chatter? I hope I made a good impression.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
did great, boss.
Yeah.
And thank you for the beer.
Thanks so
it
much
was super.
for being a part of the podcast, and I hope you learned something, and hopefully I'll come back and have another
You're
beer.
always welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for checking us out. Remember, you can get the audio version at darkbad.bandcamp.com in a format of your choice for a single $1, or get the video version at darkbad.com/shows.
Support DarkBad.
Support DarkBad and Despotz and everything.
All right.
That's it. All right. Until next time.
Bye bye.